Okay, Fran, thank you. Do you hear me now? I've been doing all this talking. I'm getting feedback, so I think maybe you can hear now. I'm going to try turning my volumes down so you aren't going to hear me. Okay, Fran, thank you. Do you hear me now? I've been doing all this talking. I'm getting. All right. Okay, great. Thanks, Fran. I appreciate it. I am still going to go over to my other computer, so excuse me just one second. Because for Zoom, which is what I do my lives through, I have to have three computers on in order to spotlight. So anyway, so I have to have three computers on and I really don't want the feedback. So, all right, I think I have it now. So let me go back and start from the beginning a little bit. Um, I apologize for that. So my name is Melanie. I'm with Mischief with Paper, and I'm a stamping demonstrator. And Athena, my dog, is in here with me. Thanks for sharing, Fran. I try to go live on Facebook. However, Facebook has told me that I can't go live stream anymore. I'm not quite sure why, because I did for quite a long time. Um, Anyway, I tried a bunch of stuff, thought I had it fixed, and I don't. So here we are on YouTube. I am just learning how to navigate YouTube, so please forgive me if I don't get to your comments right away. Um, let's see, what else can I tell you? So I showed you our kit. I showed you the beautiful box. Here is our direction sheet, and it has a one page that shows you what goes with each of the cards, and then each card has a section, and then on the back, it shows us all the kit contents. It shows us what coordinates. The colors are basic beige, cherry cobbler, garden green, pecan pie, and real red. And then this is an add-on. Every 3 months, Stampin' Up! Has an add-on die set that will coordinate with the next 3 months worth of paper pumpkins in some way, shape, or form. So that is something that Paper Pumpkin subscribers can purchase, not just anybody. If you are interested in subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, please visit my website, and the link will be in the description. So let me get the first card. Again, I try to make sure that I try to open this and do everything online so you can see how quick and easy it is, but I also don't want you guys to watch me struggle opening packages like, I tried with my Stampin' Spot here for 3 minutes. So what I did is I pre-opened and separated everything. It took me all of about 5 minutes. And if you didn't hear me, I date and write the name of the kit on my stamp set because our lovely um, package insert, image storing paper, whatever you want to call this. Anyway, it has the name of the kit, but it doesn't have the date. And in the future, if you would want to pull out this little stamp set and go to, say, Split Coast Stampers or go to Stampin' Up! Or just search on Google, Cozy Christmas 2025 October, by having the date, it's going to help you get some better results to narrow your search. So that's why I do that. Okay, so our first card we're making is on this beautiful real red, and it's going to be portrait mode. And we're going to use this um, die cut layer. And then what Stampin' Up! Has given us is really cool. These are felted. So they feel like they're flocked. That's what it is, flocked. So they're kind of fuzzy, and it's really kind of neat. So what we're gonna do, um, on the directions, I just want to show you. See these lines? That means that that's tear tape. These little dots that are filled in, those are these things. They are either snail adhesive or the dots that they send in with the kit. I use my snail because it's like it's here. I don't have to worry about these dumb little circles all over the floor. Um, but you certainly don't need to do anything other than what's in the kit. They provide you with that. And then the outlines are dimensionals, so that those are going to be raised up a little bit. So the first thing they want us to do is go ahead and affix this to the background. And I'm going to use my snail because it's here. And you don't have to watch me try and get all those little circles off. And I'm just going to center that on there, and there we go. Okay, and now the directions say we're going to turn all these little things over. Oops. Looks like I scratched the paper with my ring, but that's all right. It's going to be covered over. All right, so I've got these. I've got my 3 tree parts, and I have a star. So we're going to turn that over. Let's see. So the tree parts on this 2-piece one, the 2 little baubles here get this. And then we get, I guess I'll go ahead and do the little dots. We'll put one there. Okay. And then this one gets 1, 2, oops, let's actually get it on the paper. And then we're going to put a couple in the middle here. And then we're going to put just a couple dots up at the top because it's going to stick to the next layer. And then this one, we're going to put 3 dots across the top. And yes, I'm using a very old-fashioned pokey tool. There is a current take your pick tool that has a pokey end. It's not quite as fine as this though. That's why I like this one. It's a little more narrow. So that's why I use this one. But the take your pick tool works just fine. And what you can do with it, it's a plastic handle and it's got this pointy end, and you can pull this out and turn it over, and it's got a spatula end, which is really good for lifting things and moving things around. If you happen to stick down your card base before you're ready, it's a great thing to kind of go underneath and lift it up. You can also get a dye brush so that you can clean out the chads from your dyes. And so yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do with the take your pick tool. And then the other end has kind of like a sticky, it's not glue because you can kind of tap down and it'll help you pick things up. So that's very handy. All right, so I have all these things with their adhesive on them. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down, let's see, let's put down, I think we'll do the big one first because it goes on the bottom. So I'm going to take off these adhesives and I'm going to use my little pokey tool here. So I did post on Facebook that we were going live on YouTube. So hopefully that's how some of you found me. This is going to go right down here. So the dimensionals are holding the bottom up, and I'm going to push the top down because then this part is going to be dimensionalized. So we're going to pull off our, let's see, I'm going to pull off those. Let's get these things off. I have a couple classes coming up if you are in the Northeast Ohio area. I have a kit class tomorrow. I actually have one more spot open. I think I have about 25 kits for you to choose from. About 10 different designs, but multiples of most. And between 2 and 4 will be here at my house. putting together some kits and having some fun learning about crafting and how the kits work. And there's going to be another class, another kit class, and it's going to be November. Hmm, I guess I should know that. November 6th, I would guess. I need to plug in. Uh-oh. Hold still. Hold that thought. Let me pull my cord over here. Charge my phone, but not my laptop. Go figure. All right. Crisis averted. The laptop is plugged in. All right, so let's get this on. I'm going to put our star. I think I'm going to do it this way. All right. Now, what I didn't do yet, um, these shapes were provided, and it actually goes this way. We're going to use our stamp that says Merry Christmas, and we're going to stamp Merry Christmas. Now, I have to tell you, I have so many holiday stamp sets. Several of them are retired Stampin' Up! That I have kept because there's a phrase in there that I like, or there's an image in there I like. But there's also, Stampin' Up! Has some really nice new sets that are out. But this is the font on this set. I don't know if you can see, this is just a really nice Merry Christmas if you're gonna do, if you do Merry Christmas on your cards. If you do Happy Holidays, there is a stamp set. Oh, I'll look for it after we're done here. And then for our Jewish friends, there is a wonderful stamp set that has a dreidel and mazel tov and some other images. There is a menorah. See, I told you I have trouble with this. I can't do these silly spots. Once I get them open, I'm fine, but to get them open, that is the problem. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to stamp up my image, my sentiment. Because these are photopolymer, they don't have any give, they don't have any cushion. So it's always best to use some kind of a mat. You can use a foam mat, which is wonderful. I like using my little silicone mat because it gives just enough give that we get a nice sharp image, as long as we don't have anything under the mat. And so anyway, plus it's easy. There we go, there's our Merry Christmas. Since I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my other ones. Depending on the images, Stampin' Up! Usually gives us 4 things. Oh, see, I've got them everywhere. Usually gives us 4 things. So I have 4 of these die cuts to stamp Merry Christmas on. With some of the other things, they only give us exactly what we need for the cards. But usually they are very generous and we have enough extras that we can usually create something fabulous with it. All right, there's one. That one was a little bit darker. We got better ink on it, so let's try some more. So if you are following along here, can you put in the chat whether or not you're a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber? Because I would love to know that. You don't have to be a subscriber to love Paper Pumpkin or to love the kits or to love crafting and you just happened by and thought, what the heck is Mischief with Paper Pumpkin? That's wonderful too. I'm happy to have you here. As I said, there will be a link in the description to join my email list. I call it a newsletter list, but honestly, I do like one big email a month and then, maybe 1 or 2 others. I am going to get more frequent with them because as I'm adding classes, I want to make sure that you're aware of the classes and the registration times and things like that. So you'll get still one email a month that'll be kind of a big newsletter-ish one. And then you're going to probably end up getting maybe 1 or 2 a week just, remember if you're interested in this class, the deadline's coming, or, hey, looking forward to see you in class tomorrow. Don't forget, that kind of a thing. All right, so I think I'm going to use this one. It's stamped a little better. Now, when this goes on our tree, according to our images, part of it is going to be flat and part of it is going to be raised. Because I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to show you here, because there's dimensionals here with this hanging over, it needs to have a dimensional under it. This part is going to be flat, so it'll just get adhesive. And I'm going to tell you that the adhesive is not going to stick on this flocked stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see where I'm going to place my Merry Christmas. I'm going to put a dot here and here. So this is where these dots are more handy than using snail because snail would not work here. I would not be able to get that in. And I think I'll put one right here as well, just so I can make sure that that's good and stuck. We don't want it coming off in the mail or when somebody opens the card. So now I'm just taking off those little toppers. I'm going to get, so I find my dimensionals that got buried here on my table. Because this is going to go here, I'm going to put my dimensional on the S. All right, so I'm going to just do this. There we go, and it's all stuck. Now, don't forget our beautiful little gemstones, and we're just going to put a few of them on here. I think I'm going to do one here and two. We always do odd numbers, remember, because odd numbers draw the eye. So you want 3 or 5 or 7. And I think I'm just going to do 3 because I want to make sure I have enough of these for all of my cards. There we go. There's a card. Isn't that lovely? The other thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to recommend you do for your cards as well, is some kind of a stamp that has your initial, that has Stampin' Up! For the angel policy, or, just a handmade, some kind of stamp to put on the back so people know that it's your card. I have an angel policy stamp, which is that's copyright Stampin' Up. The Made with Love and hashtag Send a Card and the M are from an old kit, an old set. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And I kind of put them all together on this block and I keep it here because that's my trademark, my signature, my whatever you want to call it, so that they know that the card is mine. All right, there's our first card. So I'm going to put this away and clear off my space and get ready for the next card. And as I turn my directions over, we're going to be making the Joy card. And this one's very pretty. It is this basic beige. And like I said, I have everything in here. I dumped it all in last night. All right, this card is going to be landscape. And we're using this pecan pie background. It's already stamped. There's already a design there, so we don't need to do anything. I'm just going to adhere it. And I'm looking to see that you can actually see my table here because I think I moved everything. So I'm using my snail. And you don't need to cover the whole thing. It's not going anywhere. All right, so that's on. Now, some of the things that I punched out last night was this form. You can see it looks like poinsettias here, and then it's going to be joy. So the letters Joy are going to go on here. And I'm going to bring my little mat back out because I'm going to do some adhesive. It told me to use tear tape, but it's kind of silly. I'm just going to use some adhesive and it's going to work just fine to hold these down. So I'm going to put the O right here. And there's no rhyme or reason. I'm just trying to make sure that I have a good center. My Y. Again, I'm just making sure that I have kind of a centered, even amount. And my J. What I'm doing is making sure that I don't have any adhesive on the front. All right, and we're just kind of laying it on here, just piecing it together. So there we go. There's the word joy. Now this spot down here, we're supposed to stamp to the world. So I've buried the stamps. Here we go. Let's take off Merry Christmas. And put it back on here. And let's get joy. Let's get to the world. To the world. And a trick to line up your stamps. So you see my paper has these grid lines on it. I'm just putting this down across one of the grid lines so that it's like on the line. And then I take my block and I line it up on a line and then just kind of drop it. And now this is straight. And so when I go here to do my actual stamping, I'm going to line this up. I'm going to use this line that you can see through here so that I know this is straight. Actually, I should make this whole thing straight, right? There we go. And then I can just line this up and boom. So let's get it inked. And to the world. There we go. Now the other thing that we were provided are these two flocked leaf images. And they are going to go one behind here, like kind of like this. And one behind here, kind of like this. So, let me think. I think the easiest thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put snail adhesive here in the middle and hold this up and put this on. There we go. And let's do the same thing here. Does it matter which one I use? No, because they are exactly the same. It's just because you're putting them opposite corners, they look like they are opposite each other. All right, so I'm going to put this one here. And I'm kind of letting that flop over, and I'm going to let this maybe come up a little bit through. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, so now I'm supposed to put dimensionals all over the back. So let me do that. Have to find some dimensionals. I actually have some old strip dimensionals that I'm going to use. And again, use whatever you have. There's no right or wrong. Nothing is, I mean, it comes in the kit. So use what comes in the kit. That's perfect. You will have more than enough. I am using parts of stuff I have around so I can save the stuff in the kit for when I go on retreats or if I want to take something on vacation or maybe make a little kit for somebody. All right, so I'm just putting that there and voila. Oh, no, 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 not voila. Sorry, I think I just hit the camera. I did not mean to make you seasick. I forgot to put our little dots. Let me use our rhinestones and I'll put one there. And I'll put one here. Let's see, do I want here? I think we'll go here. There we go. Now we're done. Oh, and nope, we're not. Guess what? I still need to put my signature stamp on the back. So let me do that. Because this way, if it's already on there, then I am good to go whenever I'm ready to send the card. And if I decide to sell any of my cards, they have to have the Stampin' Up! Angel Policy stamp, which is the copyright Stampin' Up! So that whoever purchases knows that the images are from Stampin' Up! Alrighty, let me just check here for any other comments. Nope, nothing else. Not yet. That's okie dokie. All right, our third card. This one is going to be pretty. It's an ornament, and we're going to be using this garden green background. And you see, it's kind of like I guess a pine thing. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it. Um, all right. And so this has this kind of, it actually looks kind of like there's dots on there, like it was on something and some basic beige ink was just kind of rolled over it and it just lightly picked up on some texture. And then we have our ornament pieces parts. All right. So again, our base is just going to go adhered. So I'm just going to center it on here. All right. And look at this. Isn't this pretty? This is flocked and it's on basic beige. And this is real red and this middle is flocked. So it's going to lay right over top. And I'm going to attach it with snail right in the middle. Maybe. I think I'm out. Might be time to change it. And honestly, I'm just going to attach it in the middle because the ends are kind of thin, but I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's not like whoever receives this card is going to be like dancing with it and shaking it all over the place and, oh, let me take it apart and see what it looks like. They're not doing that. They're going to open it up, see who it's from. They're going to display it on their mantle or hang it on their wall or clip it on their board or whatever it is that they do, how they display their holiday cards. So you don't really have to worry. I'm trying to center this and it's not looking like it's going to center very easily. So all right, there we go. Got it. So now this is going to pop up. And again, I've got these strips I'm trying to use up, so I'm gonna use them. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down because I can, because I really don't need to do anything. But the way we're doing this is it's kind of off to the side. And we have this hanger, so to speak, that's going to be coming down from the top that goes right here. Because see, do you see this little gold thing? That's supposed to be like the top of the ornament. So what I'm going to do is, when I put this on, I'm going to adhere that with some snail. And then I'm going to get dimensionals and put on the ends of the leaves, maybe. All right. So let's put this here. All right, we got that. Oh, see, I screwed up this one. Let me move this dimensional a little bit, stick it right there. There we go. All right. And then I want this to be at the top of the white. I want this to be here on the side. So I'm just going to go right here like this. There we are. That looks nice. I think, uh-oh. See what I did? I overhung my card. So let's take this up. This is where that spatula on the take your pick tool comes in handy, because you can slide it right behind this adhesive and it'll pick it right up. Of course, I'm very lucky because right now it seems to be coming up just fine. All right, so let's try again. And I will put it against here so I have something dark. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit up there, but you know what? A pair of scissors is going to handle that just fine. There. Perfect. All right. So, um, our sentiment is deck the halls. And we have these nice 4 decorated boxes. So I'm going to put the block back out and switch out my sentiment for deck the halls. And we're going to ink it up. And again, remember I'm using a little bit of a pad here because there's no give on the photopolymer stamps. And you need a little bit of give so that you're going to get a sharp image. Remember not to rock your stamps, go straight up and down. I'm doing all 4 just because while I've got the stamp and the ink, I'm going to go ahead and do it and I'll assemble the cards later. There we go. You reach over here, put my block away, put the stamp back on here so I don't lose it. And you pick these up. This is going to go, yeah, right about here. Kind of hate to cover this up, but so again, this half is on the ornament. This half is hanging over, and this is the ornament's raised up on dimensionals, so this half has to be up on dimensionals. So I am going to use the end pieces of my dimensionals, because you know, why use just the middle? Use the end too, it works. And it's a perfect corner. Now, because this is flocked, I'm not going to stick anything back here because it's not, the adhesive isn't going to stick. It's just going to be fine hanging on right here like this. Oh, I don't think I want it that far down. Let's put it up a little bit. There we go. And let's add our beautiful red sequins. Let's see, let's put one here and one here. And one there. And again, I have to stamp my trademark, my ownership stamp, whatever you want to call it. Stamp that back there, stick it back in its envelope. Now the inside is blank, and I certainly can use Merry Christmas and put inside. I can just leave it empty so I can write whatever I would like. If I have some correspondence, I want to catch up with some aunts and uncles and let them know what's going on. I can also tape a gift card in here and just put love Aunt Mel or whatever. So there we go. There are 3 cards that we made today. And again, the paper pumpkin is going to make 3 of each. So you will have 6 total cards. I am going to flip this back over. so I can say hello and you can see my face, which may or may not be something wonderful, but we will do that anyway. Um, I just wanted to say thank you for being here today. I really appreciate you crafting with me, and I hope you had some fun, some mischief, and I look forward to seeing you again. Check out below in the description so you can sign up for my email newsletter, my email, and be notified of classes. I eventually will get my website caught back up, but you can always check Facebook because I'll be posting things there. And I do have, like I said, if you're in the area, I have a spot open for tomorrow from 2 to 4. And I will post the other classes on Facebook because at this point I think it's November 6th that stays in my head, and that'll be from 7 to 9 in the evening. And then on Tuesday, November 18th, I'm having a card buffet, and that's going to be from 2 to 4 or from 7 to 9. And the cost for that one is $25, and you will make, I think, 4 cards. Maybe it's 6. I think it's 4. Anyway, I'm going to post all that because it's the end of a really long day and my brain is fried. So, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. It's been fun hanging out, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.